Today I'm gonna show you guys the studio because I thought about it. I have made one video with my gear I use for my own stuff, but I really want to do an update version with more insight on everything I use and the guitars I use, the basses I use and everything in between. So yeah, today's the day. I'm gonna show you the studio and I'm gonna show you around more of the studio and stuff like that. So yeah, this is how our studio looks like. That's my girlfriend's gaming setup, and she does live streams on Twitch, so check her out. I'm gonna leave her links in the description. But yeah, her setup is here. There's Marcus's setup, who is my partner in crime on the studio. So he owns the studio and I'm just here with him, and I work with his music kinda a lot nowadays. And yeah, we have a mini fridge. We should upgrade it to a full size fridge because that uses so much fucking electricity. That's just dumb. But yeah, then I have my guitars here. We are gonna come back to them later. Then we have some mixers that we are checking out that they work. So we have this Inkel MX1400, and then we have this one, the Soundcraft EPM6. So yeah, those are just there because we don't have any place for them anywhere else right now. Then we have a couple of sofas for chill stuff, if friends wanna come hang, they can hang here. And we have done some acoustic treatment here and then there and there, and then behind my studio environment. I'm thinking of getting the wall-mounted acoustic panels for here and there and maybe here. So let's get into my studio. The microphone I use at the moment is an Aston Microphones Element and with the cage and the pop filter. And then the mic arm is just a cheap one from Thomann. I have had it for 10 years now. So yeah. Then to my monitors, they are Focal Professional Audio's Alpha 50s. I used Resonance E5s for 3 records, but now they are on my girlfriend's setup. So yeah, they are great monitors, but these have just more depth in them. So yeah, I have these. Then my audio interface, it's an Audient Evo4. It's a great piece of tech for the price. I love it. And then to my headphones, they are Razer Krakens from 10 years ago. I don't have money to buy studio headphones, so those get the job done. So my mixes, I need to mix and master 3 or 4 times with these, and then listen to with everything, and then go back to it and back and forth with the mixing stuff and mastering stuff. So I need to upgrade those fast, when I get the money. And yeah, then to my keyboard, it's a Native Instruments Komplete Kontrol S61 MK1. And yeah, it's a great piece of tech, great, I fucking love this keyboard. It has the best weighted feel of a MIDI keyboard I have used. Of course I know there's better keyboards out there, and this would be overpriced for me, but I got a really good deal from a friend on it 5 years ago. So yeah, that's why I have it, but I love the feel on this. Then to my studio DAW controller, it's a Zoom R16. I don't use any inputs, I don't use any outputs, I just use it as a controller for my DAW. So yeah, it gets the job done. It's a really good piece of tech actually for the price. And then to my PC, it's a HP Omen 16-inch version with the i7 and RTX 4060, I think, and 16 gigs of RAM and stuff like that. It's a pretty good PC. The 16 gigs of RAM gets a little bit it's an outdated. I need to get one with 32 or 64 gigs of RAM. But yeah, I got a deal on that, so I bought it. Yeah, then I have a dock mounted to it. It's a Lenovo ThinkPad USB-C dock, and yeah, it gets the job done. So yeah, that's everything gear-wise I use on my studio at the moment. Yeah, my guitars. My main workhorse at the moment is actually, it may come as a surprise for everyone who like records metal stuff and stuff like that. I use actually this Squier Telecaster standard from 2008 actually, and it has 2 single coils. So I almost always use the bridge pickup to everything that is like metal riffage and stuff like that. But when I'm doing lead stuff, I just put it on the middle, so it has both pickups, so it gets like a little bit warmer sounding. I use a gate, like very heavy gate on this guitar because it would be very noisy. Of course, volume and tone is all the way up. Volume, I just control volume as my clean tones, and my like when the volume is fully up, it's like very distorted sound. So this is my main workhorse at the moment. And then we come to my second favorite. It's a Harley Benton SC Custom from like 2015, I think. It's a great guitar, like really great for the price. It was like fucking $200 on Toman. But yeah, I haven't used this a lot lately because it needs a tune and it needs new strings and it needs... I need to like go over this guitar because I haven't used it in like fucking years at this point. So it needs some love. But this is my second workhorse if I need some humbucker sound. Then the third one I have is this Harley Benton Super Strat Fusion 2 with the tremolo. So yeah, this is great. This has had lots and lots of use on my records, but it needs some love too at the moment. I bought it because it looked cool, but it wasn't the best guitar for what I paid for. Like it was like 400 euros, like 399, but it has some issues I need to work on. But if I get that fixed, it would be a perfect guitar for like my kind of music, and it looks cool. So yeah, it's cool for videos. So if I'm doing a playthrough of something, I almost always like to use this or the Tele, because those are my 2 like coolest looking guitars in my opinion. But I like this a lot. And then for my bass, it's an LTD B50. So it's super like old and cheap bass, but it gets job done. Yeah, it's great. It's super filthy right now. And if I want any clean like acoustic stuff, I don't have an like electroacoustic guitar at the moment. I'm building up for like buying one because I want to use more like acoustic guitar on my music. But if I really want to do an acoustic guitar, I have this. Actually, this was my first guitar ever. I have no idea what guitar it is. It has had some like light use, but it's a classical guitar that is like cheap. I remember it was cheap. My parents bought this in 2010, I think, for my sister because she wanted to play the guitar. So when she got out of playing the guitar, like she didn't want to play anymore, I asked her that can I have this because I want to play guitar, and this is where I started playing guitar on. I played for like 5 years on just this. I didn't have an electric and I didn't have anything. I played with this. And yeah, my sister named it Romeo, and it's still Romeo. I'm not gonna give it any other name. It's Romeo, and it's great. But if I need to use acoustic, I'm just gonna use the Aston microphone and put it right here and like play. But I haven't done that in like fucking 3 years, I think. So yeah, those are my guitars. So yeah, that's my studio. Like I have limited gear at the moment because yeah, I have 3 guitars, but I use actually 1, and I have just 1 bass and stuff like that. It gets the job done for me, but I'm working on building up a really nice studio actually, with like, because my friends need some place to record their stuff. Because in Finland, the studio time you get for the money, it's really expensive. to be in a studio in Finland when you're an independent artist. So all my friends, we are talking about like studio time in here. Downside is that I don't have an electric drum set or an acoustic drum set over here, so we need to program the drums. And they are okay with it, but I really don't do like studio stuff like for like random people, because yeah, I don't have a drum kit to like really get into those drumming notes. I always program my own drums because I'm not a drummer, I'm a guitarist mainly. So yeah, that's the only downside on the studio, that I don't have a drum set and it doesn't fit in here. So yeah, I am not going to have a drum set in anytime soon. So yeah, that's my studio, and I'm gonna put everything links down below if you wanna get any of these kind of stuff. Of course, the guitars I use and the basses I use, you can't get any more like new, so you need to buy them used if you want to get those sounds out of like guitars. Yeah, I'm gonna put everything down below, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Yeah, bye.